What if I told you that one of the most powerful health tools you can own costs less than a cup of coffee and is probably hiding in the back of your kitchen cabinet, sitting quietly in that little orange or yellow box, overlooked and forgotten? We all know baking soda as the thing that makes cookies rise, or as the powder your grandmother might have sprinkled in the refrigerator to keep odors away. Some of us have even used it to scrub stubborn stains from a sink or freshen up a musty carpet. And for many, that's where the story ends. A simple household helper, nothing more. But what if I told you that's barely scratching the surface of what this humble powder can do? Today, we're diving into the science-backed secrets of baking soda, uncovering discoveries that show how this unassuming substance can influence everything from the freshness of your breath to the strength of your workouts and even the health of your kidneys. This isn't just old wives' tales or folk wisdom passed down through the generations, though there is some wisdom in those traditions. What we'll explore today is rooted in modern research and physiology, and the reality is astonishing. Only about 1% of people truly understand the depth of its potential. The secret of baking soda lies in one simple word: balance. Our bodies are chemical engines that function within remarkably narrow margins. You can think of pH balance, the delicate relationship between acidity and alkalinity, like the temperature of a shower. Too hot or too cold, and suddenly something enjoyable becomes uncomfortable, even harmful. In our bodies, when acidity drifts too far from that sweet spot, things begin to break down. Inflammation spikes, tissues become irritated, energy production slows, and even small shifts can echo across multiple systems. Baking soda, known more formally as sodium bicarbonate, happens to be one of nature's most effective alkaline buffers. Its power lies in its ability to gently neutralize acids and bring balance back to where it belongs. That single deceptively simple function is the common thread that ties together the 7 remarkable benefits we're about to explore. And once you see how they connect, you'll never look at that forgotten box in your cupboard the same way again. So let's begin with the first surprising use: your mouth. We've all felt that sharp sting of a canker sore, the tiny ulcer that can make every sip of orange juice feel like torture. These painful spots often thrive in an acidic environment. By rinsing with a mild baking soda solution, just half a teaspoon in warm water, you can neutralize those acids, calm the irritation, and speed healing. The same chemistry applies to bad breath. Odor-causing bacteria release acids as byproducts, and when you neutralize them, your breath smells fresher and cleaner almost instantly. But here's the golden rule: swish and spit, don't swallow, and remember, this is an occasional remedy, not a permanent fix. Chronic bad breath can be a red flag of gum disease or digestive issues, and that's where your dentist needs to step in. Moving from your mouth to your skin, benefit number 2 is all about soothing irritation. Imagine the maddening itch of a mosquito bite or the burning sting of a bee. The discomfort you feel is caused by acidic compounds in the venom interacting with your skin. Apply a simple paste of baking soda and water, and suddenly chemistry is on your side. The alkaline nature of the paste neutralizes the acids, cooling the area and giving you near instant relief. This isn't magic, it's basic biochemistry. But again, caution matters. This trick is for small, everyday irritations, not severe reactions. If swelling spreads or breathing becomes difficult, that's a medical emergency, and you should seek help immediately. And now we come to the third benefit, one many people discover by accident after a heavy meal: digestive comfort. That fiery burn of acid reflux or heartburn is literally stomach acid escaping into places it doesn't belong. A small, carefully measured dose of baking soda dissolved in water neutralizes that excess acid in seconds, offering quick relief. But this is where responsibility comes in. It's a short-term helper, not a long-term solution. Overusing it can disrupt your body's natural digestive rhythm and even throw off your electrolytes, creating bigger problems down the line. If heartburn is frequent, it's your body's way of waving a red flag, telling you to find the root cause with your doctor rather than masking the symptoms forever. Still, for occasional flare-ups, it can be one of the simplest and most effective tools right at your fingertips. And with that, we've only begun to scratch the surface. The next uses go beyond comfort, touching directly on performance, resilience, and even the health of vital organs. Now let's go even deeper into why these benefits matter and how something as overlooked as baking soda can play a role in supporting the way your body works every single day. We just left off talking about how its ability to restore balance is the common thread, and when you begin to really understand that concept, the simplicity becomes almost profound. Oral health is a perfect example of this. Every time you eat, drink, or even sleep, the balance inside your mouth shifts. Acidic foods, sugary snacks, even stress-driven dry mouth all tilt your oral environment toward acidity. That acidity becomes a playground for bacteria, weakening enamel, causing irritation and fueling that all too common issue of bad breath. Baking soda doesn't magically kill every germ, but what it does do is create an environment where the worst bacteria can't thrive. It is like taking the power away from the enemy by changing the battlefield itself. This is why your grandmother may have told you to rinse with baking soda, and now science explains why that old wisdom actually works. But oral care is just the first doorway into a much larger story, because when you think about your skin, your digestion, your muscles, your joints, and even your organs, the same principle of balance comes into play again and again. Take skin irritation, for instance. A mosquito bite might seem small, but if you've ever been kept awake by that maddening itch, you know how it can disrupt comfort and sleep. That itch is not random, it's chemistry. Venom or saliva from the insect contains compounds that disturb the balance of your skin. The redness, swelling, and itch are all signs of your body's defense systems trying to restore order. Now bring in baking soda, and you are offering your skin a simple external help. It doesn't replace your immune system, but it shifts the chemistry back toward neutral, calming the chaos at the site of the bite. This is why a tiny paste can feel almost miraculous. It's not magic, it's chemistry working in your favor, and this theme continues in the gut as well. Think about how uncomfortable and even frightening heartburn can be. That fiery sensation crawling up your chest after a meal is one of the clearest examples of your body crying out for balance. Acid that should stay in your stomach rises where it doesn't belong, burning sensitive tissue. Drinking a carefully measured glass of baking soda solution doesn't solve the root problem, but it offers immediate relief because the alkaline nature of sodium bicarbonate neutralizes the acid right there on the spot. It's like using water to calm a small kitchen fire. The fire alarm might still need fixing, and the stove might still be faulty, but at that moment you get to breathe again. Now when we shift the lens to athletic performance, the science becomes even more fascinating. Athletes are constantly pushing the limits of what their muscles can handle. That burning sensation in your thighs during a sprint or in your arms during a final set of push-ups is lactic acid building up, tipping your muscles into a more acidic environment where they simply can't contract as efficiently. Researchers discovered that preloading the body with small amounts of baking soda before high-intensity training can increase the body's ability to buffer that acid. This isn't about making exercise effortless, it's about buying yourself just a few more seconds or minutes at peak performance before fatigue shuts you down. For a competitive sprinter, swimmer, or rower, those extra moments can mean the difference between first place and second. Of course, it comes with caveats. Too much can upset the stomach, and the practice isn't for weekend joggers, but for those who truly push their limits. Still, the principle remains. The power of balance extends into even the most intense human endeavor. And speaking of performance, it's not just muscles in the gym that men worry about. Many men quietly admit that their stamina and drive in the bedroom aren't what they used to be. This is not just about age, it's about circulation, hormone balance, and even hidden inflammation. Before you ever think about risky pharmaceuticals with long lists of side effects, it's worth knowing that there are natural remedies designed to restore balance at the root level. One such method, surprisingly simple and backed by compelling science, takes just seconds a day. I've placed a QR code on the screen for men who want to dive into this right now, because the details are far too important to squeeze into this video. If you can't access the QR code, don't worry, the direct link is waiting in the pinned comment below. This is about regaining confidence, regaining vitality, and most importantly, understanding that sometimes nature's simplest tools can open the biggest doors. As we continue this journey into the overlooked potential of baking soda, it becomes clear that what makes it remarkable is not just what it does in one part of the body, but how the same simple principle of balance echoes across nearly every system. We've already seen how it can soothe the mouth, calm the skin, ease digestion, and even enhance performance under pressure. But what about its role deep inside the body, where the stakes are even higher? This brings us to one of its most profound and life-changing benefits: kidney health. The kidneys are nature's filters, tirelessly working to maintain the delicate chemical environment that keeps every cell in the body alive and well. When kidneys begin to weaken, whether from age, high blood pressure, or other conditions, the buildup of acid can quietly accelerate the damage, tipping the whole body toward imbalance. This is where sodium bicarbonate has attracted the attention of researchers. Several studies have shown that carefully monitored baking soda therapy may slow the progression of chronic kidney disease by reducing acid overload, giving the kidneys breathing room to do their job. Now, this is not a home remedy anyone should try casually. It must be guided by a doctor because dosage, timing, and individual health conditions make all the difference, but the fact that such a common substance could support one of our most vital organs shows just how underestimated this powder really is. From the kidneys, let's move to something more everyday but just as important, your personal hygiene. Everyone sweats, but not everyone smells the same afterward. Body odor is caused when sweat meets bacteria, creating acidic byproducts that linger on the skin. A light dusting of baking soda under the arms neutralizes those acids and reduces odor naturally. It doesn't block the pores the way chemical deodorants do, and it doesn't overload the body with artificial fragrance. Instead, it quietly restores balance on the surface of your skin, leaving you feeling fresh and confident. For some, especially those with sensitive skin, it's a gentle alternative worth trying. Again, moderation is key. Too much can cause dryness, but just enough can transform the way you feel throughout the day. And finally, we arrive at what might be the most universal use of all, overall detox and balance for the body as a whole. Every cell produces waste, and every bite of food, sip of drink, and stressful moment nudges your internal chemistry one way or another. Most of the time, your body adapts brilliantly. But modern life, with its processed foods, lack of movement, environmental toxins, and constant stress, often pushes that balance further and faster than nature intended. This is why some health experts point to gentle occasional baking soda use under proper guidance as a way to support your body's natural buffering system. It's not about drinking glasses of the stuff every day, that would do more harm than good, but about understanding that sometimes in very specific circumstances, restoring balance with a natural alkaline buffer can be the reset your body needs. So let's step back for a moment and look at the big picture. We began with something so simple it could be mistaken for nothing more than a forgotten kitchen ingredient. And yet, as we traced its effects from the mouth to the skin, from digestion to athletic performance, from circulation to kidney function, and even to the confidence you carry into your daily life, a pattern emerged. Baking soda is not a cure-all, and it should never replace medical treatment where it's needed, but it is a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary tools are hiding in plain sight. The key is knowledge, knowing when, where, and how to use them wisely. And that's why I shared this with you today. If you've been looking for safe, natural ways to support your health, remember this lesson: balance is everything. Whether it's your energy levels, your digestion, your athletic stamina, or even your vitality as a man, the body thrives when balance is restored. And if you're curious about that simple daily method I mentioned earlier, the one already changing lives by restoring balance and confidence for men all over the world, don't forget the QR code on your screen or the pinned comment below. Your health is too important to leave to chance. Take the small steps, embrace the simple tools, and watch how those small changes ripple out to transform your entire life. Because sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs don't come in flashy bottles or expensive prescriptions. They come in the quiet, familiar form of a powder you've had in your home all along, waiting for you to see its true potential.